Hello and welcome to day 51. So this last weekend we went to the lake. Now we have some toys. We have a motorhome, we have Sea-Doos, and we have motorcycles. If we bought all of these brand new, it would be over $130,000. Now what a lot of typical Americans do is not only do they buy brand new, they also finance it. And they finance it from anywhere from say 4% up to 19%. If you want to enjoy toys like a motorhome, motorcycles, a Sea-Doo, buy used. Never buy new. Always buy used because you're going to save a tremendous amount of money. The motorhome we have cost about $75,000 new. We bought it for $20,000. Now, we needed to do some improvements on it right away when we first bought it. And one of the things was to pull the carpet out and put in a wood floor. Another was to put new tires on it. So we spent $5,000 or $6,000 upgrading the motorhome from $20,000 to now we had about $26,000 total in the motorhome. And we paid cash for it. So there is no interest payment on the motorhome, which also allowed us to get the kind of insurance we wanted, whether most motorhomes do not get in accidents. So we didn't need necessarily full coverage on the motorhome since we'd paid for it. We did need liability insurance. And liability insurance on a motorhome is really low. The other thing we bought were Sea-Doos. Now, I had a friend of mine, a wealthy friend of mine, who had two really nice Sea-Doos. They were low on hours and they'd been stored in a climate-controlled environment during the off-season. I asked him how much he wanted for the Sea-Doos. I wasn't in a hurry to make a decision and I had allocated $5,000 to buy two Sea-Doos and a trailer. He told me that he wanted $15,000 for his Sea-Doos. I said, that is probably a very good price because those Sea-Doos were probably with the trailer somewhere around $30,000 plus taxes when he bought them brand new. So $15,000 is a substantial discount from the brand new price, and they were in like new condition. Except I didn't want to spend $15,000, I only wanted to spend $5,000. So I was polite, I said, thank you very much, it's out of my budget, and I left it at that. A year later, I called him and I said, Jeff, do you still have the Sea-Doos? And he said, yes. And I said, have you taken them out and used them? He said, no, we haven't used them at all. I said, so you just stored them for another year? And he said, yes. I said, sounds like you're pretty busy, and I don't want to insult you, but I would like to buy the Sea-Doos if you could sell them for $5,000 for both of them and the trailer. He thought about it for a little bit, and for a wealthy person, time is money. And since he had just continued to store them, he didn't want to mess with putting them on Craigslist and whoever would come out and look at them and whatever things he had to do to fix them. He wanted to sell them as is. So he accepted my offer a year later for $5,000 for two Sea-Doos. So I used time and I used cash to make a great purchase for myself, and he got rid of a problem. When the problem was storing two Sea-Doos and taking care of those and keeping the tags up. So now he got rid of that problem and I got two great Sea-Doos. Now motorcycles. For Christmas, a few years ago, I wanted to be able to ride across the United States on motorcycles for myself, my two daughters, and my wife. So I wanted matching motorcycles so that if we had any kind of breakdowns, we would be able to exchange parts and the mechanics would be familiar with what we had. So here we didn't buy brand new, we bought demonstrators. Motorcycles that had been used to help other people get their driver's license. Once again, we paid cash, no financing, and we bought four almost brand new demonstrators for around $13,000 total. So that was a great purchase, a little over $3,000 a piece for each brand new, almost brand new motorcycle. So when you buy, spend time looking to get a really good buy. Make offers, and if a person is insulted because of an offer, just listen to them. It doesn't You're the one that has the money. You're the one that's making the purchase. So you make an offer, and if they get offended by it, just listen to it and then see if there's any validity in what they're sharing. And if you want to make an adjustment, go ahead. It's okay to make an offer at $5,000 for Sea-Doos that cost over $30,000. The person could say yes or no. If they get offended, maybe they're upset because they feel like they paid too much to begin with. Used is always better than new as far as getting the most for your dollar. So the best way to get the best for your buck is to buy used. Spend some time, do some shopping, use cash, don't finance. Consumer credit sucks. We do not want to become a slave to our things. We don't want to have to make a payment on a boat that in the middle of the winter you're making payments on and you're not even using because it's in the winter, and then you have to store it. Remember this, the more things you have, the more variables you have, the more things you have to take care of, and the less time you have to enjoy a wonderful life. Winners take action. Think about what you're doing to make a positive difference in your life and the lives of people around you. The more we give, the more we live. So be a giver, help other people, do something to make a positive difference in other people's lives. Thank you.